Yo, what is up guys, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality, and today we're going to cover Bloomburrow's most powerful commanders. So without further ado, have you sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Welcome back folks, welcome back to the channel, thank you for dropping by and your ongoing support. My name is Patrick, host of the EDH Brutality YouTube page in which we upload Magic the Gathering content and analysis every Sunday. Before we jump right into today's video, a quick and special thanks to patrons like you for making videos like this possible. Now, we have quite the exciting upload today as we're showcasing several powerful commanders in the highly anticipated Magic the Gathering set entitled Bloomburrow. Now, it should be noted that these are simply my picks on what I feel are very strong contenders to have as commanders, so we'll be exploring those and not going every single legendary creature release. Our first showcase commander happens to be Byrke, Longear of the Law. Coming in at 4 colorless, green and white mana, this 4/4 legendary creature Rabbit Soldier reads: Vigilance. When Byrke, Longear of the Law enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. And being in the color combination of green and white, it's not too hard to see how this deck can get out of hand rather quickly. Green will supply us with sufficient ramp as well as tons of beefy characters on board with +1/+1 synergies. Not to mention the white in the color identity will help pump out tokens within this commander brew, which if paired with synergies such as Phineas H. Archer, we can then continue to distribute additional +1/+1 counters to our entire board state to later double with our commander. I see this as the perfect general for those going wide with a simplistic yet stompy strategy. Our next powerhouse of a commander within the set of Bloomburrow happens to be Maha, its Feathers Knight. Coming in at 3 colors and 2 black mana, this 6/5 legendary creature elemental bird reads: Flying and Trample, Ward, discard a card, as well as creatures your opponents control have base toughness of 1, which in itself is a phenomenal control effect. And for 5 mana, I don't see how it gets much better than this. The ability to control your opponent's board at will is just simply amazing. And if paired with effects such as Withering Wisp, it states, pay 1 black mana at instant speed, and Withering Wisp deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. Well, you've quickly got yourself on the enemy's radar as you are repeatedly able to wipe the entire opponent's board for simply 1 mana. Our third commander within today's video happens to be Vren, the Relentless. Coming in at 2 colors, blue and black mana, we have a 3/4 legendary creature Rat Rogue, which I think simply takes the spots for the #1 rats. We've got Ward 2, as well as if a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of each end step, create X 1/1 black rat creature tokens with, in quotations, this creature gets +1/+1 for each other rat you control, where X is the number of creatures your opponents controlled that were exiled this turn. Now, by itself, this commander did seem quite underwhelming. I mean, of course, it does have blue and black going for it, so you are able to do more than simply a mono black rat deck, but when I did a little digging, this card can get insane. Well, if paired with Moral Gnar, we can tap it to sacrifice rats and put X 1/1 black rat creature tokens into play, where X is the number of rats you control, further buffing those creatures that will be created thanks to our Vren the Relentless. And of course, Vren the Relentless still needs a way to spawn in those massive black rats, so pair it with effects such as Grave Pact and you have a way to do so. So to put it simply get a sacrifice outlet, and Grave Pact will make your opponent's sacrifice into exile tons of creatures, triggering our Vren the Relentless to make that many larger rats that can be further pumped up thanks to our Moral Gnar, increasing the rat population on board. This is a card that I do plan on purchasing several copies of, because I do have a gut feeling that it will be the meta quite soon when it comes to a Rat Tribal within Commander. Coming up next, we have the Odd Acorn Gang. Coming in at 3 colors, 1 black and green mana. This 5/5 legendary creature Squirrel Warrior reads: Menace, Trample, and Reach. Squirrels you control have, in quotations, tap and target squirrel gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn, activating only as a sorcery. Whenever 1 or more squirrels you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Now, being honest, this card is just a combat focused Chatterfang, and frankly, I think it's better, because if paired with Chatterfang, the Squirrel General, we can swarm the board with tokens. And of course, if the Odd Acorn Gang can grant all those tokens the tap ability to give a target squirrel +2/+2 in trample until end of turn, it's just over. I mean, just think about it. If you have 10 squirrels on board, you can tap all 10 said squirrels and target our commander with them, giving him +20/+20 on top of his 5/5 base stats, which also has Trample, Reach, and Menace. I mean, let's be real here. How hard is it to get squirrels on board? It's not hard at all. And now we can pump them all into a single creature and make it splash with Trample. Yeah, this is one strong card. So if you are currently running a Chatterfang deck that's non-combo oriented, I highly recommend picking up this card and trying it out. I think you'll have much greater success when it comes to splashing that damage over onto your opponents. Because at the end of the day, when you think about it, the advantage of squirrels is you can create a shit ton of them. And, well, now we can create a shit ton of them and also make them very large. And last but not least, the final strong commander I was able to find within the sets of Bloomburrow happens to be one I am inclined to build myself, that being Flubs the Fool. Coming in at 1 green, blue, and red mana, this 0/5 legendary creature Frog Scout reads: You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card if you have no cards in hand. Otherwise, discard a card. And what a fascinating commander with a unique play strategy. Of course, we always want to make it where we draw that card and not have to discard one, so once we are hellbent, we can capitalize on synergies such as Eruth Tormented Prophet, which reads: If you would draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library instead. You may play those cards this turn, allowing us to dig deeper and really capitalize this commander's ability. And once you get that value off, if paired with cards like Null Brooch, you can simply counter any non-creature spell whenever you want. Because if the goal is to not have a hand because we have effects such as Eruth Tormented Prophet on board, then we will not care about discarding our hand to counter a target spell. And while we're at it, if we don't have a hand, cards such as Ensnaring Bridge become that much more powerful, stating each creature with power greater than the number of cards in your hand cannot attack. And of course, if we always have 0 cards in hand because we are continuously playing from the top of our deck, then not a single damn creature can ever attack. Now, of course, the way of getting around this is Value Town or perhaps X spells, where you just dump a bunch of mana, pumping up a creature after you declared attacks before damage is dealt, but we will get into that in a deck tech in the near future. Overall, I am very ecstatic about this upcoming set. I did joke about it a few months back, saying that this is the furry set, but boy was I wrong. We've got some phenomenal choices here, and I can't wait to see what you all brew when the set officially releases. But with that said, that is gonna do it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed today's picks for the overpowered commanders I was able to find, as well as a few cards that help their synergies within Bloomburrow. As always, if you want to stay tuned for future videos here in the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And with that, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality. I thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.